Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jag from Jaggy Sports, and I just want to address this. An individual messaged me on YouTube saying basically he thinks Kawhi Leonard, the YouTube I did last week, Kawhi Leonard news is fake, and that he's not coming back. Well, guess what? He's entitled to his own opinion, but all he has to do is literally Google Mark Jones from ESPN, and if this individual would have watched the Sacramento Clippers game, it was announced that Mark Jones actually talked to Kawhi Leonard, and basically Kawhi Leonard said that he is going to come back this season. So, if this individual wants to take a look at that, then go ahead. But, you know, he is coming back, and that was reported last week. Unfortunately for the Clippers, Paul George injured his elbow, tore his ligament in his elbow. Now let's take a look at this.
Again, breaking news into SportsCenter from the NBA. Paul George will be out the next 3 to 4 weeks. The team announcing that he has a torn ligament in his right elbow. He suffered this injury the first part of the month, sat out a couple games, tried to rehab it, came back and played, but felt some more pain after returning to action. Further tests revealed that tear of the ligament in his elbow. A little more insight. We take you back out to Los Angeles. Masuk joins us here once again. All right, so we hear 3 to 4 weeks he's going to be out, but what does that timeline exactly mean?
Mike, look, this is a devastating blow for the Clippers. I mean, they already are without Kawhi Leonard, who is trying to come back from a torn ACL, and we don't know when he will be back. But Paul George was supposed to keep the ship afloat until Kawhi Leonard returned and make sure that the Clippers are a playoff team. But Paul George sprained his elbow back on December 5th at Portland, and he missed 5 games. When he returned, he felt good. He did not feel any pain, and he played in 2 games. But in his last game at Sacramento, I'm told that he started to feel pain in that game, and that's when he got it checked out, and that's when he revealed the tear. Now, this 3 to 4 week timetable, he's going to be out for longer than a month. It clearly says that they are going to determine the next steps after 3 to 4 weeks. What they really want to do is have him rest, see if that elbow heals like they hope it will, and then they will determine the next step. But this is a crushing blow for them because Marcus Morris Sr. and Reggie Jackson are both in health and safety protocols, and now they don't have Kawhi Leonard and they don't have Paul George.
Okay, so we're talking 3 to 4 weeks at least before he's reevaluated. Then, as you said, it's definitely going to be probably longer than a month. So now we're getting close to the NBA trade deadline. They don't have Kawhi back yet, don't know when that's going to be. What type of impact do you think that will have on the organization in terms of being an active player at that deadline?
So I'm told the Clippers are not going to be sellers. They obviously are not going to be on the market looking to pick up short-term players or anything like that. The core that they have right now is kind of the cast that they see surrounding Kawhi Leonard and Paul George next season. So they're pretty much going to stand pat. And listen, Ty Lue is a great coach. He's very good at getting the best out of maybe little what he has. He showed that last season. But right now, I think they're going to try and stay afloat, see how competitive they can be. Expectations have changed a little bit. Expectations changed when Kawhi Leonard was out in the playoffs last year, but it's been tempered even lower now with Paul George out. But I don't think they're going to be sellers come trade deadline.
Yeah, it's 17 and 15. They're holding down the 5th seed right now in the Western Conference, led in scoring by Paul George at nearly 25 a game. But again, he will be out for more than a month with a torn ligament in his right elbow. Masuk with the very latest from there in L.A.
So here's the deal. The Clippers, they lost Paul George. They already are without Kawhi Leonard for now. Paul George is going to get reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks. But he already has a torn ligament in his elbow as of some earlier game in the month. I can't remember what it was. You guys heard it right just now. So he's going to get reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks. I don't presume that it's going to get any better, because if people have had torn ligaments, they don't just miraculously get sewn up and get better, right? You have to have surgery on that torn ligament. Can he play without it? That's the thing. Can he play without having surgery? That remains to be seen. 3 to 4 weeks is the timetable that Paul George will get reevaluated. Kawhi Leonard, I don't know when he's going to be back, but he will be back this season. And as far as the rest of the crew, Marcus Morris Sr. and Reggie, I heard Kendrick Perkins talking saying, that's what we call him, Reggie Hot Sauce Jackson, because he is legit. They're out with health and safety protocols. It seems like everybody else is as well. But I gotta give it to the Clippers. If they were healthy, they're a damn good team. And that's just my opinion. But you have to give them credit on this one, because when Jerry West and I think his name is Frank Lawrence, the GM for the Clippers, actually put this team together, they actually did a fairly good job. And it was just bad luck that Kawhi Leonard got injured last season in the playoffs. And I think it was during the Jazz series, if I'm not mistaken. And once he got injured, they went on to win that series, but ultimately lost to the Suns 4-2 in the conference finals before Phoenix went off to the finals, eventually losing. But you got to give them credit. So you have to give the Clippers credit. They put one hell of a team together, and if healthy, you watch out. They could do some damage. Like I keep saying, if healthy, they could do some damage, and it's totally true. You got to give them credit. Me personally, I would trade Zubac, and trade him for a more athletic center. That's what I would do. I think one of the comments in the YouTube I did last week was saying that they kind of want to trade for Miles Turner. If that actually happened and you didn't give up too much, wow, that would be like Clippers would just be unreal, because Kawhi Leonard is crazy on defense. So is Paul George, and so is Miles Turner. If that deal ever happened, oh my God, that would be insane. But I don't know if the Clippers have that much to give, because they gave so many picks up for Paul George, and if they had that opportunity to make that happen, that would be just insane. So that's just hypothetical speaking. Basically, hopefully Paul George has a speedy recovery, and we'll see what happens with the Clippers season this season. So just as Jag Maggot, Jaggy Sports, and tune in next time.